What's up, Talk community? It's your girl, SuPerspective, coming at you live on this beautiful Tuesday morning, noon, or night, or, depending on when you're watching this, because we're on YouTube. How's it going, everyone? Hi, Ask. Love to see you here. How's everyone's Tuesday / week going? I'll tell you how mine went. Fuck, it sucks. I almost cursed, and then I realized that I can't curse for the first, 10 minutes. Hi, Kirby. How are you? Look at all these friends in chat. Nice to see everyone. We're just kind of coming in. We're feeling out the vibe. It kind of feels like every time when we stream, it reminds me of a kickback. And if you don't know what a kickback is, it's basically just a party, but really, really chill and low key. So I always feel like when we hang out, because it's more than a hangout, because there's more than 3 of us. There's always a good group of us. It feels like a kickback. So it's really nice to see you guys here at our Talk TV kickback. I want that on a shirt. Oh my gosh, guys, we have a good amount of stuff to talk about. But before we get into the nitty gritty and before I lose track of time, let's go over some housekeeping stuff, if you wouldn't mind. Again, I totally failed to ask what our schedule was this week. Courtney, mommy, what is our schedule for this week?
Well, for this week, we are going to be doing wonderful. Yes, my voice ascending from above. You're welcome.
This is crazy.
So tomorrow we're going to be playing some games. I'm pretty sure we're going to be trying to finish Little Nightmares 2 tomorrow on stream here on the YouTubes. Hopefully John can complete so that we don't have to be scared anymore. Yeah, I've been screaming and wrecking everybody's ears during this playthrough of Little Nightmares 2. So yeah, hopefully we'll finish that tomorrow. Thursday, of course, is the return of Talk Gaming. So John and Christian bringing all the hottest news with gaming. Also, folks, there'll be a surprise, wonderful thing that John will be doing before stream. So keep an eye out on the socials to see that announcement go out. And then Friday, if we haven't finished Little Nightmares 2 by Wednesday, we'll probably finish Little Nightmares 2 on Friday.
Cool. Was that? Oh, that sounds awesome. I'm excited. So I hope everyone wrote that down in your agenda and everyone took notes, because there will be a test on this later. Also, guys, since we are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It's a great time. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that way anytime we go live or we post a new video, you're going to be the first ones to know. Isn't that awesome? Imagine being the last to know. You don't want to be last. You always want to be first. That's just me, though. But guys, also, if you want to support us even further, go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon. It's $5. If you can spare it, it is greatly appreciated. So that way we can continue to produce amazing content for you guys and start to push that envelope just a little bit. Again, it's, if you want, it's $5. Again, we greatly appreciate it. Please don't feel pressured to, but hey, we'd love you if you did, it's whatever. I mean, we don't gotta make a big deal of it, but whatever. Anyways. Oh, Courtney put that link in chat. That's awesome. For our friends that are looking at the VOD and aren't here live with us right now, sorry I missed you, but also go ahead and look in chat. There's that link for you right there. And it'll also probably be in the comments too later. But I think that's all the housekeeping that I got for right now. So let's go ahead and move over to Tea Talk, which is my segment. And you guys, I want everyone to just before I dish out my poop, that sounded really bad because I can't curse yet. But anyways, before I dish out my ish, everyone pour yourself a tall one because we got some stuff to discuss. Okay. It's only Tuesday. And my patience has already been tried multiple times, and it's all work related items. I would like to preface though, I do thoroughly love and enjoy my job. It's my dream job. I never thought I'd be able to do the job that I have, but I mean, the grass will always be greener on the other side, I guess. And I have the right to gripe, so if anyone can relate to this, and I hope you can, so I don't feel alone in this, but do you ever just get the vibes from someone that you're just you're not picking up what they're putting down because it's just not groovy. It's not cohesive to the environment. Every time they approach you, it just feels aggressive. It feels very condescending. I get that at my workplace every day. I hate it. And it's always from like the same profile of person. Um I don't want to go into the details of it because I don't want to produce any more stereotypes that are already circulating the internet. But it's always like a specific type of person that likes to question me and push my buttons. I like to preface that I'm a very like patient person. I've been praised for my patience from a very young age. Like I can put up with a lot of ish, but that also does not mean that you get to disrespect me. You know, I personally feel like respect should just be like a baseline for everyone. Like I shouldn't have to go above and beyond or conform to whatever standards you have in your mind to like earn that. We should just like respect each other. It just makes everyone's life so much easier. You know, you feel me? You picking up what I'm putting down, my guy? And so I want to say specifically like two coworkers that consistently like to talk down on me. And I'm gonna be real with you. It's pretty honest. It's pretty like honestly, it's easy to talk down on me because I'm a short stature little girl, and my whole desk is pink, and I dress like I'm ready to like go to the fair. But I do that because that's what I enjoy. It's still in a professional environment and I keep it real and I do my job very well. But they definitely see me and look at me and they're like, that is a target to which I can inflict all of my insecurities on to make me and my PP feel bigger. So this week I've definitely like handled a lot of that, and I don't want to get into the logistics of it because it is like a whole other like topic and issue that we can tackle on some other day. But I will say it definitely like put a damper on my mood, and it also makes getting work done incredibly difficult when you have someone breathing down your neck and questioning you all the time. Again, I'm very young, especially for my career field, but that doesn't make me ill-experienced or ill-knowledged. Is that a phrase? That's very contradictory to what I just said, but you get what I'm saying. You're feeling my vibe. It's chill. On top of that, I've actually been dealing with some like workplace harassment, not from coworkers, thank God. It's more so from like a customer / guest that we have frequently. Unfortunately, there aren't any actions that I can take because legally they haven't done anything incorrect or wrong, but they've been a terrible nuisance and have been making me incredibly anxious. But I remember I was sitting down at my desk and like dealing with all these issues, and I was like, man, like, first off, this blows. I would like to acknowledge that like this blows, you know, like pause real fast. Like if at any point you have felt this way, in any situation, whether it's like work, a group environment, or like school, put that down in the comments below. I want to know if anyone else has like had experiences like this. But I kind of sat down with myself and I was like, first off, this sucks. First off, I wanted to acknowledge that the feelings that I was feeling and like the situation that I was in / currently am in, it like sucks. And I like to point that out because a lot of the times I feel like when you address this with someone else, they're like, yeah, but like you can't like let them get you down, you know, like you're better than that. Well, yeah, I know that, but I want you to acknowledge that the situation that I'm in is totally not fair to my person, regardless of not like if I'm better than that or not. Like, let's again acknowledge that like this is a pretty sucky situation for anyone to be in. So I got that out of the way. I had my short little like sad party before I had lunch. I took a break, had my lunch, and then after that, I kind of sat down with myself and I wrote down like all the things that I can look forward to when I get out of this godforsaken office. And it was like a lot of stuff. I went to the bookstore with my little sister because we had a new like manga drop release at our bookstore, so I wanted to take her there. And then I went to the gym and I felt super good. Like afterwards, I was really hitting those biceps. I was getting nice and big and strong. And then I had my cute little dog and I had my family, and like I have a bunch of stuff outside of work that make me feel really good. And like I sat down and I thought about that more, and I was like, dang, like it makes me question, like I like to think that I can bounce back really fast, especially after like a negative situation. Like I'm a very anxious and skittish person, but I think considering like all the things that I've dealt with in quite literally 48 hours, I've bounced back incredibly well. But like I consistently come into work with a pretty good attitude. I'm happy to be there. Everything brushes off. But like these people that I'm talking about, they always come in with this same like, can I curse now? They always come in with the same bitchy attitude. You know, like they always come in like kind of hating life, being passive aggressive, thinking that they can condescend to like be condescending to you, pick their favorites, like just be like an overall like narcissist, like insecure like motherfucker. And it's like, damn, like, do you not have pleasures outside of this place? Like, are there like not things that you're doing outside of the workplace that make you feel good that you have to consistently come in here and pick on me? Like, you have to be like a really shitty person to pick on anyone. But I like to say you have to be a really shitty person to pick on me, because I literally just come in, exist. My desk is pink. It's quite literally pink. Like, I have cute little figurines and pictures of like my little sister at my desk. You're really going to pick on me? Not only can I kick your ass, but I'm probably going to cry while I do it. And everyone's going to feel bad for you and bad for me, and not for the ways that you think. But I remember my dad, we love Papa perspective. My dad always told me, or not always told me, as soon as I entered the workplace, he was like, you have to find pleasures outside of work, because like, even if you're happy with the career that you have, you need something outside of that, because you're spending 8 hours in that building, sometimes with people you don't like and dealing with situations that you don't want to deal with. So you need an outlet outside of work to give you purpose, especially like once you start to reach that age of like retirement and things start to slow down, you need something to like keep you going and to keep you motivated. So I'm ending my day with like not feeling as shitty, still like a little bit, because I still got to go in and see these motherfuckers and act like I give a shit, but I'm definitely ending my day a little bit better, knowing that like I am working for things outside of my job. Like I'm here streaming and vibing with you guys here on Talk. That's a bonus. I have my studio, I have my little sister, I have the gym, like I have a bunch of other like personal things that make me push forward and work. And then what do these guys have? Probably just that. And I do feel sorry for them. I hope whatever is happening with them in their personal lives and their career lives, it gets resolved, because no one likes to like work in a place where people are unhappy. But also just like, you must be in a really shitty place to like want to pick on other people, you know? It was a vibe today, you guys. Originally, I had far more angry things to say, but after I went to the gym and like zenned out, it's kind of just like, fuck it. There was no point in me griping about it anymore, just so I could break out. Like, nah, shoddy. So instead, I wanted to come here and give you guys just a little bit of a perspective, you know, a SuPerspective. You see what I did there? That was kind of sexy, right? You like that? I like that. But yeah, guys, if you're watching this video later, go ahead and comment down below if whatever I said resonated with you, if it didn't resonate with you, because I love to have that conversation. This is an open and honest community, and all of your thoughts are valid and should be heard. I hear you. I'm going to move over to chat because I see you guys popping off. I'm going to start with Kirby saying, you don't disrespect Sue. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wish I could show you guys a picture of my desk. I'll probably post it on Twitter later. I might have to blur a bunch of stuff out, but it's literally pink. My keyboard, my mouse, and my desk mat is pink. My headphones are pink. I have pink figurines. I have a fucking like Kirby figure. You're going to pick on the kid with a Kirby figure? My job is social media, not for you to like dick around on me. Like, Jesus, leave me alone. Go back. Oh, you Kirby? Yes, Kirby. I have an actual figure of Kirby, like the streamer. He's just there. He's just chilling on my desk. Everyone asks me who it is, and it's really difficult to explain, but they get the idea. Courtney said that they're picking up what I'm putting down. That's dope. I love that. Yeah. Courtney is like, that's not okay. You shouldn't have to deal with that. Yeah. Especially this harassment thing that I've been dealing with. I hesitate to say harassment because in legal terms, it's technically not, but like realistically it is. It was basically like this customer like bitching at me that they didn't get their way when like they logistically can't, like that's just how the rules work. But they went so far as to like drag my other coworkers into it and give them grief, which is why I had a big issue with it, because it's like, you know, it's like when you do something wrong, supposedly, or someone has gripe with you, instead of just coming to you personally, they drag everyone and your mother into the issue. That's what it felt like. And I was like, really? Really, you're going to bitch and moan, knowing full well that you're probably in the wrong, but now you're just dragging this out for the sake of attention. It was very annoying and very time consuming. And it was just, it was a pain in my butt. I'm so glad this person doesn't know what I look like because they about to catch these hands. Courtney said the mindset of you're better than that instead of people being held accountable for their actions is so messed up. Say it louder. Say it louder for the friends in the back. Because it's like, listen. It's like, yes, when you say that, it comes from a place of good intention. But it's like, when's it going to be their turn to get their just desserts, you know? Why do I always have to pick up the slack for someone else that is mistreating me? Like, yeah, like I'm not going to stoop down to their level because I'm not a basic bitch. But also, when is their punishment gonna come? Like, y'all be hearing how they're talking to me. Like, I'll be like, hey, person, and they'll be like, what? Instead of like, yes, can I help you? Like, nah, shawty, you want to try that again? Unfortunately, I haven't called them out on this behavior because I'm waiting for the opportune moment. Because I can't just start beef for the sake of starting beef. You know what I mean? I'm strategically planning out my rebuttal. It's like when you're in the shower and you're making up like fake arguments. That's basically what I'm doing. But I digress. Oh my goodness. Guys, it was a week. It was quite the week, but I'm gonna be real with you. I'm kind of tired of being here by myself and listening to myself speak. So I think it's time to bring in some company. So everyone say, Mommy, Courtney. I'm assuming you're here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you speak. I'm just going to assume that you're here. Looks like
I'm
you're
just
here.
gonna. Yeah, I think I'm here. I feel like
Hi,
I'm
mamas.
here.
You're so
Like,
cute.
You're cute.
Wait, time out. Can you show us your nails? I want to see if the green screen's gonna catch it. I think it does.
Yep.
Hold on. Go ahead.
It totally does.
Hold on. I'm on that lag. It does. Oh,
Yes,
yes.
it definitely does. The green
Wait.
screen definitely catches it.
I'm loving it. Guys, comment down below what kind of nail art should Courtney have next? Because green, we love the green, but like
But yeah, the stream does not dig.
yeah, stream is like
nails.
confused.
Yep. Dude, I'm so sorry you had that whole debacle happen.
Right.
Like, first of all, the fact that anybody, like, especially predominantly how it tends to happen to young women, being told that, you know, you need to be the bigger person. You need to be better. You're better than that. It's like,
I hate it. It's so dumb.
It's yes, I am better than that. And yes, I am better and stronger, but that doesn't mean I always have to be. That other person has to be held accountable and responsible for their actions.
And then it's like the second you call them out, they're like, why are you being a bitch? It's like, nah, they were doing this the whole time. And the second I stand up for myself, because y'all weren't going to do it.
Yep. No, when the moment you actually react, oh, you're being really dramatic, or you're being too emotional.
Dramatic,
right? Like, you're being emotional.
Like, I'm sorry, I have emotions. The things that come at birth. My bad. GG.
I'm sorry. I'm reacting to something that happened to me with the appropriate reaction towards something that was negative towards me.
Right. It's like, you know, honestly, like at that point, fuck HR. Let's just go out to the parking lot. We'll solve this like the way you want to solve it. It's okay. I understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But what's funny is they see your cute pink desk and they see your cute keyboard and your mat and your Kirby, and they're thinking that, oh, this is an easy person that I can push around and I can easily out, you know, like throw my weight around with this person. And then they realize far too late the degree of black belts that this woman has. Like,
I'll shit on your carpet. I'll do it. But
she will bite your ankles.
Right. I will admit though, like in the workplace, I'm very transparent when I'm upset or like when I'm anxious. Like it's not because I'm very much the kind of person who's like, this is just what you're gonna get. I'm so sorry. Like my filter for the most part is gone. I still keep it very professional, but like if I'm having a day, you're gonna know that I'm having a day. And they see that my level of comfort within myself of being able to express that as some form of weakness. Like, nah, Shadi, like you wild. Like I see you panicking over there, and instead of like healthily, like being healthy and expressing it, you're taking it on everyone else. Like,
you know,
who's really being a bitch here? Yeah, because I'll be like if I'm having a day, I'll just be like, I'm just feeling very anxious and I'm having a day. Just like give me 10 minutes and I will get back to you, I promise. instead of being like, what do you need? Like, I'm very busy right now. My dear, we are all very busy right now.
We are at our place of work. Everyone
Right.
is busy.
You're not special.
I think that's the hardest part too, is like that mentality of everybody thinks that they're entitled.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not.
I'm sorry. I just like, why are you going to talk to me like that? I'm sorry. Enough about me. Courtney, how are you?
Honestly, I don't know if it's the full moon that's happening.
Oh my God.
It's
I totally forgot about the full moon. That explains so much.
right, it's a full moon, and apparently like there was a full-on like the last full eclipse for the next 3 years that we're going to see.
And
The
it's in
lu-
Taurus.
Right, full lunar eclipse in Taurus. It's a whole thing. So honestly, I've been having like a shitstorm when it comes to my workplace environment too. Um, I am literally at the point where I'm just trying to get through this week,
Yes.
mentally, emotionally,
Oh my God.
physically. I'm just trying to get through the week, because next week will be my trip. And then everything else is no longer my problem.
Yeah.
The moment my foot crosses that threshold at that airport, everything I'm leaving behind is no longer my problem. Everything is
Yes.
staying the fuck here, because I'm out. But
Right. You at 85,000.
I'm so out. It's just, I think I'm getting to a point where I'm just so exhausted from just dealing with people and the workplace, and just I am
Yeah.
one person and I can only solve so much and I can only do so much. Granted, yes, I get that, you see this person, you see that I'm so capable and I'm resourceful and smart and all that wonderful good stuff, but like at the same time, it's like, fam, I got things to like on my plate that I could use help with too.
Yeah.
Like I could use some support.
Yeah. Well, we should definitely have
Yes.
like a discussion about like corporate America. And especially like how it affects not only just like women, but just the mental health, like in general. And someone put a pin in that. We'll definitely have a conversation about that, because I feel like it's very like relevant.
Absolutely.
But like, we are both picking up what we're putting down. So like, this is obviously like a universal issue. Like today, my boss was like, I'm leaving at 5 today, because he normally like leaves way after, and we don't get paid overtime. Like that's just not in our contract. And I was like,
Sure.
yeah, boss, like set those boundaries. Like that's good. Like I like that, because he's so used to staying 2 hours after. I'm like, nah, once 5 o'clock hits, I'm out.
Once that paid time hits.
And if you want to make me work overtime, cool. I'm coming in late the next day. I'm sorry, Shadi.
Pay me money. I'm gonna go ahead and see that we have some people who just joined in the chat.
Oh my
Welcome on in,
God.
Snowy. Hi, Irony. Hi, Mika. Welcome in, folks. How are you folks all doing?
How are you?
We're just venting a little bit.
Yes, it's so. I just feel like venting, I know, or bitching and moaning, that's a very healthy way to just like release,
Yeah.
because therapy, I'm gonna be real with you, sometimes it'd be kind of pricey. So just having this place to just be like, listen, be like, ooh, Courtney, listen to this story, like,
Right?
it's needed.
Oh yes, we need the moment to commiserate, just to get it out. And the main thing is like, we are totally entitled to our feelings. Our feelings are valid.
They're so valid.
The main thing is that we commiserate, we get through it, we recognize what needs to be done, we feel it, and then we put that shit aside and we keep stepping.
Exactly. Because sometimes you don't, and we've talked about this before, sometimes you don't want a solution. You just want to bitch and moan and get it out of the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, solutions are fine and dandy when you need them, but sometimes you just want to hear it out loud. You want someone to validate you and say, no, baby, you're not crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Shadi.
not in this moment, because you might be a little crazy, but it is in this moment.
Shadi, you too hot to be crazy.
Sometimes we just need to hear that, okay? Even if it's not 100% true,
Right.
folks, we just need that validation.
Yeah. Like, I want to come home after a long day at the office and be like, please tell me I'm not crazy, because everyone at work is making me feel like I'm crazy.
Right? Tell me I'm beautiful, even though I'm stressing out and yelling and crying all at the same time.
Right. Oh my God. What? Oh my God.
Okay. Our producer is going to go get a Mountain Dew. So we can't do nothing.
I'm gonna set this place on fire.
We are being left unattended.
But going back to chat, Snowy says that they're not feeling too well. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. I hope that it's something that has like over-the-counter medicine. If not, I pray that time will heal you very fast.
Yes, please.
Mika Boo says, I'm angry. I have a solution for that anger. I don't want a solution. I want to be angry. No, exactly. Because it's like sometimes like the things that we just talked about, like there aren't easy solutions for it.
No.
Because they'll be like, oh, like just speak up for yourself. Well, yes, but that's going to come with other consequences. And it's something you have to like build over time. You know, you have to like set those boundaries, and it's like not a simple fix. And it's also like sometimes you really just want to like just have a good little cry about it, you know, because it's like, that's like if like it's like I stubbed my toe, like it hurts, like when it's like, oh, you know, just like put a band-aid on it. That's not going to solve the issue right away. The feeling is going to linger for a while. Let me have this.
Let me just be angry and flip the table because my toe hurts.
Right. God.
Oh,
fuck.
Gosh. Also, hi Red, welcome on in. Yeah, you know,
hey.
I think the hardest part for me is, and tell me if you relate to this, like when you know you have a trip coming up.
Yes.
Like normally okay, here's my thing. I'm impatient as a person, but when it comes to work, I'm really good at being goal oriented and, you know, focusing on what needs to be done efficiently, effectively, and like, you know, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I happen to think I'm pretty good at my job. Yeah. However, and like I'm the kind of person, I get in, I do my shit, I get out and do what I got to do. I don't try to like linger too long. I don't try to get invested in any in office drama or any of that. Like, I'm sure I'm friendly, but I don't go over the top with trying to be everybody's best friend. I'm not there for that. I'm there to do my job, get paid, which, you know, like most people, we don't get paid enough for what we do, you know, because the economy we live in. And then I just go. But because I have my trip coming up, my patience and my tolerance for shit is like so minuscule and tiny that like every little thing now is pissing me off because I can literally see the end goal, like the end line is right there. I'm just trying to get there. So of course, like my tolerance for shit normally pretty high. This week, non-existent.
Right.
Do you get that way when you have like a trip coming up or if you have something that you're looking forward to?
Yes, because it's like again, like that's like your end line. You can see it in sight. So like any little like obstacle or bullshit, you're like, no, I don't have time for this. Get the fuck out of my way. Right. Yes, absolutely. I think that's valid.
Yeah. And I think because this trip is an actual like vacation trip and not a work trip, has me even more excited. So like I'm just trying to fucking go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And every little thing that pisses me off is like feeling like it's one more additional thing standing in my way for me getting to that goal. And I'm just not having it. And I'm trying really hard, fam. I'm trying really hard to be calm, cool, and collected. But the full moon got everybody testing me.
You know, I'm so glad that you brought up the full moon though, because I totally forgot about it. And that explains why some of y'all are being wild. Why? Like, I know like it's in Taurus, so like everyone's really stubborn about it, but like some of y'all some of y'all too short to be acting the way that you do. Sorry, Courtney, and not at you, but you know what I mean. I love you so much. I love you so much. I didn't want you to get offended, but now I've offended you on accident. That's not what I wanted.
It's okay. I accept that I'm a short queen. It's fine. I'm 5'3". I am 5'3". I understand that. It sucks. But you know what? I will still throw these hands at wherever they will reach.
My phrase for the past week has been like, if I'm so frustrated, I'm like, I'm just gonna eat my hands. I'm just gonna do it.
I'm gonna eat my hands.
Yeah.
That's one. That's a phrase. Yeah. I like that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna eat my hands. But moving back into chat, God, finally, it looks like John's finally got his tuchus back, his cute little tuchus back in his chair. I hope you're hydrated, baby, because we're bringing you on for this next segment. Are you ready?
Hello.
Oh
Oh.
God. Oh. My ears vibrated.
Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game Theory. Anyways,
Thanks for watching. Turns out we've been playing in Pikachu's ass this whole time. Stick around to find out how. This is Game Theory. Thanks for watching.
Oh my god, that was so good.
What the hell did I just hear?
Oh my god, we're feral tonight. I'm loving it. Well, guys,
Hello.
we're moving. This is girl talk now. This is girl talk. If you guys are wondering why John is in here, we are going to be reading some things from r/AskWomen. And Courtney and I, we're both big sisters, so we're going to be giving you guys some like sisterly advice. So again, we are going to be reading from the Reddit, but chat, if you have any questions or like some advice that you want, go ahead and put it in chat and we'll answer that too. But John has been scrolling through r/AskWomen, and he's going to narrate them in his beautiful sultry voice. And Courtney and I are going to give the women them feedback.
So what I'll do is I'll read through the Reddit and I'll ask you questions and you both can answer in as much or as little detail as you feel comfortable.
Oh,
and I'll also watch chat. So as questions start coming into chat, I will mix it up. So don't get ahead of yourself and don't read the questions in chat. Yeah.
Don't read chat. Okay, let me close chat then because I don't.
No,
she's getting distracted.
You can't read anyway. Don't worry about it.
What's up? That's why John's reading it for us because I
can't read either.
All right.
John can't read either. Yeah, that's why.
All right. First question on r/AskWomen is on theme. What is the best reply when someone calls you dramatic if you are understandably angry in a conversation? What do you do with these kind of misogynistic comments? What are your best comebacks to being called hysterical, bossy, bitchy, difficult, or even asked, are you on your period?
Bye. Courtney, you take this one first because I need to calm down because I'm being dramatic.
Okay.
That's all you, baby.
So, especially for me for my other job, I'm in a very male-dominated field, being a sports and entertainment photographer. And, the hard part about that is like when you're like visibly upset about something, the first go-to always, without doubt, tends to be, oh, you're being a little over emotional. Oh, you're being dramatic. Or, oh, somebody obviously it's that time of the month. It's like, no, it's not. And the hard part about that is no matter what you say in that moment, they've already made up their mind that your reaction isn't valid. They've already made up in their mind that anything you say, anything you do within these next few moments, there's no merit to it.
Right.
And the shittiest part about that is there's nothing you can say that will take away from them calling you emotional or calling you any of those things when your reaction is valid. The only advice that I can give is in that moment, once you've already crossed that threshold, like if you've already had the appropriate outburst reaction towards something, towards wrongdoing, once they come at you with that, the only thing you can say is, you know what? You are obviously not in a place to fully accept the responsibility of your actions and how it has affected me.
Right.
I am no longer in the capacity to calmly react or interact with you. So I'm going to take myself and remove myself from the situation because I cannot be held accountable for what I do next.
Right.
And then and unfortunately you have to remove yourself from the situation because once they've already made up their mind that you are being dramatic, nothing you say, nothing you do will validate that.
No.
And continuing to like have the outburst or continuing to defend yourself to that person, it's going to fall on deaf ears and you're going to be wasting your time and wasting your energy. And the worst part about it is the more that you try to, validate yourself, the more they're going to downplay your feelings. Right. And if anything, it's going to aggravate you more and upset you more. And then it will actually cause you to look crazy to the people that are on the outside of the situation.
Right.
And granted, you shouldn't have to care about what other outside people perceive. But if you're in a workplace environment when this interaction happens, outside perception is the one that's going to rule anything that happens after this.
Unfortunate.
Instead of what happens between you and that person. So my best advice is the moment that person says any of those number of things, you need to end the conversation by any means necessary. You need to end the conversation and remove yourself from that situation until a point you can calm down and speak to somebody either higher up, speak to your HR person if it needs to be dealt with that way, or you just need to remove yourself from that person and say, you know what, I cannot properly interact with you. And if I need to continue to work with you, we either solve it reasonably with mediation, with work mediation that will be unbiased, or I can just not interact with you anymore in the workplace environment.
I like that. I'm a toxic bitch, though. So,
I mean, that's fair. Same.
Yeah. No, Courtney, I think Courtney definitely had the best advice for this. My immediate thought would to be like, if someone came to me, like, especially in a workplace, they're like, you're being very emotional. My immediate response would be like, are you distracting from my point? You know? And I probably would also do like the whole walking away thing, but I'd probably be like, you know what? If seeing that you and I are just like not on the same page about, you know, said topic, just email me and CC your manager, CC my manager, and we'll have it solved. And just, you know, have everything in writing, you know? Oh my God. That question has me fuming. So I'm having a difficult time trying to like give you sound advice that would not send you to jail. But
well, you know what? Fuck it. For shits and giggles, you got the calm and calculated advice. Let's get the chaotic advice too. Fuck it.
God bless. All right. So here's what I would do. Be like, emotional. You think would you like to see emotional? Because I thought I was being pretty calm just then. I was just laying down the facts, you know, and everything, all that. But it sounds like you might have a different idea of like what emotional is. So we can either A, go about it as calmly as we were before, and we can leave emotions out of it, or I could really show you like what emotions are like. Matter of fact, like, let's just bring everyone out here. Don't actually do that. Actually, don't like cause a scene like that. But I'm definitely the kind of person to be like to call someone out on their bullshit, and trying to do it as straightforward as possible, and just be like, yeah, again, like, are you distracting from my point? Was what I said not resonating to you? Do I need to reword it in some way? Because you bringing in my emotions, which, by the way, totally valid. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Is distracting from the end goal that you and I are trying to reach. So how about we try this interaction over one more time? And if at some point you and I do not reach a resolution, just email me and CC our managers. We'll do something like that. Just be very passive aggressive. I'm just saying, sometimes misogynistic people have a very tough time answering to passive aggressive, straightforward, like.
Per my last statement.
Per my email.
Per
my previous statement, you know, just really, I would call them out personally, but I mean, I think honest to God, I think Courtney had the better advice. So I'd take big sister's advice on this one. don't listen to me.
Take mommy's advice.
Take mommy's advice. Leave big sister out of it. But you can CC me on that email too.
CC these hands.
All right.
What's the next one, Don?
All right. What did I learn?
Pissed us off right out the gate, John.
Well, I mean, it was on topic.
It's good. That one got me. I was seeing red.
It was on topic. All right. What this guy really wants to know. What do you wear on a regular basis in your house when there's no strangers around?
What's up? That's not advice. That's a question.
Yeah. This person says that they want to know if other women are like I am, and I guess they want to know, like, do I have to put on full makeup while I'm at home by myself?
I mean, if you want to put on full makeup and it's just you in your house, but you feel like putting on a full face because you want to, like, if that brings you
gods.
Yeah, if you want to slay in your own house and in your own presence because that will make you feel better for the day, then fucking do it. But otherwise, like, for me personally, I try to take days where, you know, folks, makeup does a lot of funky stuff to your pores and your skin.
Every Sunday, I dedicate that to not wearing makeup.
Yeah, so like you need them moments to have just a bare face.
Mhm.
A bare face, but but like when I'm just home alone and it's just me, like I will wear no bra, uh like comfy like shorts.
Yeah.
Like I tend to try to not wear underwear because you know that stuff's restricting.
Yeah.
Like just
You
wear
gotta let
comfy
your
clothes.
coochie breathe.
Yeah, you gotta let the coochie smoochy.
What?
I don't know. I don't know where I was
Okay.
going with that. My brain farted so hard it was audible. It was audible. But no, like if it's just me, but like some days you want to dress up and like feel good about yourself and just strut around
Yeah.
your house and something cute, then that's totally valid too. But yeah, otherwise no. I'm
I
just
think yeah, I mean, just like how every dude's different, I think every girl's different. Like, I don't know if there's like a standard, like maybe there's like a common general census that most of the time it's just like a t-shirt and like some shorts and like whatever. But I mean, like I've had friends that feel the most comfortable like chilling in some jeans and a hoodie or a nice sweater and a full beat face of makeup. Like that's just how they feel good. Whereas like I might be the complete opposite. But that's definitely an interesting question. You got me in the first half though, not gonna lie. I was about to be like, that's an interesting question. But then you had that follow-up, just general curiosity. But I think honestly the answer is just like really anything. Just it depends on the person.
yep, it varies from person to person.
Yeah. That's a lame answer, but I feel like that's the most like justifiable one.
It's the most realistic. Every
Yeah.
person is different.
I wanted to give
And
you a
every
softball
situation,
after
yeah.
that first one, so.
Hmm?
I wanted to give you a
wanna
softball after that first one, so.
That was a good softball. I love softball.
All right, here we go. As someone whose mom never really talked about self-care, what are some important female hygiene tips that you might have for others?
I want to go first.
go ahead. Yes, go for it.
First. First off, I love the combination of hardball, softball, hardball. Love that. But I wish I have a good relationship with my mom, but I wish she had taught me this. Your vagina, it's gonna smell. That's not a bad thing either. Like sometimes, like it's the same with like pee pee. It just has a smell of like genitals. Like that's normal. The only time you should be concerned is if it smells like fish or something's rotting or like you really think like the chemistry's off down there, you know? But like do not buy like those feminine hygiene washes, those wipes. Do not do that. It's going to mess up your hygiene. And like your vagina is not supposed to smell like a meadow of flowers. Okay. It's supposed to smell like a vagina. Like, I don't know what to tell you, you know? So like be comfortable with that. And like, I know you can smell it. None of us can smell it. If you know, you know, you can smell
You
it.
can always smell yourself.
No one else can smell it. Even when you're on your period, we can't smell it. No one can smell it unless you're like really up in there. That's my biggest thing, especially with feminine hygiene. Also, like, be careful with tight pants. Like, you can wear them, but like, if you're gonna wear them, try to like wear for underwear, cotton, just cotton. Like, you can wear like the sexy stuff sometimes, but don't be in them for too long. Your coochie do not like you. If you're comfortable, sleep like Winnie the Pooh t-shirt, nothing else. Because your coochie need breathy. Like that.
Well,
It's
okay.
it
Well,
needs
here's the
to air
thing.
out.
Well, here's the thing. You can wear like no underwear, but at least wear like loose shorts or just something
Oh yeah,
because
something
you
protective.
here's the reality. I know it sounds real cute and sexy to want to be like sleeping naked and stuff, but y'all be farting. Everybody farts. And every time you fart, that stuff passes fecal matter out of your
Yes.
booty hole
Yes.
onto things. So if you're
Yes.
sleeping nude, that's how you get pink eye.
Yes.
Okay?
So like loose cotton, like
Yes.
you don't need to smell like a meadow of flowers. You don't need to buy into like the whole like capitalism of like vagina products. You don't need to do that. Just soap, antibacterial, water. You're good. Scrub, get between the folds, lift up the labia. I'm sorry, we're getting really graphic, but you asked. Lift up the labia, scrub, like you'll be good. And again, no one else can smell it. That's just you.
Yes. And Kirby, everybody farts. Even in your sleep.
Farts.
When you are sleeping, you have no control and you have no idea. Okay? And here's the thing. You fart and that's natural. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying you're trying to prevent bacteria from getting on your sheets, from getting on your partner, I mean, I'm trying to prevent you from getting pink eye, okay? So just saying. In theory, it sounds really hot and sexy to be like, yeah, let's sleep in the nude tonight, babe.
No, don't.
No.
No. Put some clothes on, please. Just
Or at
for
least
my health.
just shorts. Even loose shorts, no underwear. That's fine. But just
Right.
something to protect
Again,
you and yourself.
Cotton.
Cotton.
Loose and cotton. But that's my hygiene that I tell all my lady friends and my little sister. So
That's a good one.
That's a big one.
That's a very important one. Fam, coochie care is so important.
Oh, don't get me started.
Coochie care is very important. So just, the coochie already has to do so much already.
Too much.
So the least you can do is take care of it, nurture it.
You only
pamper.
get one coochie.
You only get one coochie, so you need to pamper it and care for it as much as you can. Well, I say you only get one coochie that's yours. You only get one coochie that's yours.
Cool.
Next question.
I'm gonna add always pee after sex.
Oh, that's a great one. Thank you.
Yes. Please explain why, Courtney.
Fam.
Because you could get a UTI.
Thank you, Courtney.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear that part.
It's okay, Papa.
I thought the follow-up was for me. Sorry.
You're good. Courtney, tell them why you get a UTI if you don't pee after sex.
Courtney, do you want to explain why you can get a UTI after sex?
Because you got to get the ickies out.
Because when you're having the smexies of any type, because you're pushing other like bacterias in there, so the pee flushes it out.
Yes.
Pee after sex.
Yes, because your body is not used to getting all of that extra somebody else's bodily juices, bodily fluids. And you don't know what other kinds of bacteria also can fester and develop if you don't pee and flush all that stuff out. Your body is amazing, folks. Your body has already figured out natural ways to do things. You just got to help it along. So
you just got to give it a little push.
You just got to help and pee. But one thing I want to say that I wish I had learned beforehand is the importance of washing your face.
Yes!
Especially because people who tend to wear makeup on a regular basis, like we were talking about earlier, makeup does some horrific things to your pores and to your face. So if you tend to wear makeup regularly, the importance of taking like a few times a week to do like a full like facial cleanse of cleaning out all of that stuff is so important. That'll help save you from getting like styes. It'll help you
God.
I mean, like
cysts.
You can't help like cysts, like all of that, like clogged pores. That stuff is scary. And so you want to make sure you take as much precautions as you can to keep your face clean. And skin, guys, skin is so resilient, but at the same time, it can be so sensitive. It's so sensitive and so delicate, like me. But like for me, I break out. I have sensitive skin. I break out real easily. I look at something wrong and it's like, oh, pimples. So I wish I would like to say that it is very important to wash your face.
Yes.
Soaps, waters, and also figure out early what kind of skin you have.
Yes.
Whether it's oily to dry to coarse, like just like and it's I know it sounds like it's a lot of science that you don't really want to spend the time getting to know, but fam, if you want to keep looking the correct age level at your age and you don't want to look older than you are because your skin just is falling apart because of lack of care, you need to take care of your skin. Moisturize, sunscreen. Oh my god, sunscreen. Okay, so thank you for bringing that one up. Sunscreen, I know it's okay. When I was younger, I would go to the beach all day, not put on any sunblock, and I would be like having a grand old time because I wouldn't get sunburned. I would just turn purple. But now, in my ripe age of 31, if I'm out in the sun for even an hour, I turn into a lobster. And that's pretty bad for a girl that is brown.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay.
Court.
So things change as you get older. It's just one of those things where take as much care as you can of your skin. Sunblock, Reapply. That's my
Mm.
fault. I forget to reapply. But reapply. Wash your face. Wash your butt.
Front to
Pam,
back, front to back.
front to back.
Next
Front-
question. No. Next question. That was good.
Never go back to front. Okay.
I know.
Never.
Just kidding.
Get poop in your vagina. All right.
Thank you, John.
No problem. Also,
Can you-
I also
I meant with the soap, not with wiping. I meant like with when you're washing your butt.
but
Soap and water.
penis owners should also pee after sex because
Yes.
men can also get UTIs. It's not.
It's not just a
Yeah.
vagina haver.
No, it's not. Okay.
Wait,
this-
can I make a request?
Yeah.
Before you say any question, can you please say r such women?
r/whammon.
Thank you.
Okay. They ask on r/whammon. When you're not in a relationship, who do you go to share some of those important or not so important moments in your life? The news. Who do you talk? Who do you depend on?
I want to go first.
Go for it.
I tell my best friend. I tell my best friend, or I'll tell my baby sister, or I'll tell my dad and my mom, or like John and Courtney, dad and mom. It's really nice to have people in your corner that aren't romantically like interested in you, you know, because those are pretty like stable people. Like, not to say that like romantic partners aren't like stable people to have, but like they already have, like with friends, you already have that built foundation relationship and boundaries and understanding of like what you can and can come to them for, just like that sort of comfort level. And I feel like everyone at least has like that one kind of friend that they can just be like, man, I got stuff to tell you just to like get it off my chest.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I also know that there are some people that might struggle finding that person, but that's why there's communities like this. Go ahead, Court.
That's
You
a
piggyback off of that.
That's a really great answer. And I'm also going to add to the, like, you know, I would also tell my best friend, and I'm thankful that I have a few really close best friends that that the moment anything really good happens, I can immediately text them and say like, hey, this happened. Or if I need to call, I know that I can call them and have a phone conversation for an hour or two. Of course, I tell my my sisters when anything really big happens, I'm really excited about, because you know they're built-in best friends. You know,
They don't have a choice.
they don't have a damn choice, and because I'm the eldest, they're gonna listen to everything I have to fucking say.
God bless. I love that.
But yeah, so my sisters as well. And I think I like that dynamic because my sisters are 12 and 13 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to sometimes come off more as like a maternal figure to them than a sister figure.
Right.
But I like the fact that I've tried my hardest to be another mom to them when necessary. But at the
Right.
same time, I want them to understand that I'm not their mom. I am your sister. And there are things that I want you to feel comfortable. Like, if there are things you can't tell mom, I want you to feel like you can at least tell me, because in case
Yeah.
it's something that's not safe, or in case it's something you're just not comfortable telling mom, I want you to feel like no matter what, I'm your built-in best friend.
Yeah.
That you can tell me things or ask me for advice on things. So yeah, anytime big news like that happens, yeah, like
Love that.
best friends, family,
Ding.
Best friends.
Best
best
friends.
friends.
Are you all ready?
Yes.
All
I
right.
guess.
Hard hitting question. Here we go. r/whammon.
There it is.
Where can I go to find
Oh.
the best French fries?
Ooh.
Oh damn.
Okay, here's my thing about French fries. What kind? Are we talking like, do you like the crispy and soft on the inside? Or you like, some people like the limp fries? Do you want the curly fries? Like, I feel like it depends. This is I'm sorry, John, this is a very deep question.
You're
and I
making
really
her
wasn't
short
ready.
circuit.
I'm having a stroke.
I'm gonna say, for the sake of making this easier for us, I'm gonna just say like traditional French fries, like
Yeah, well, let's go classic French fry.
classic
Damn
French
it, my
fries.
answer was gonna be Arby's.
Oh, I do love Arby's curly fries though.
with the cheese and the chicken strips.
Okay,
But
I'm recently finding out, I did not know this, that Arby's offers the cheese cup as a dipping sauce. I didn't know
Yes.
they did that.
Isn't it life-changing?
Yeah, I think that, and you know who does it really good too is Taco Bell, because they offer their nacho cheese.
Nacho fries.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, it's
I
smart.
just had that.
Using cheese as a dipping sauce for fries is life changing. It really is.
Godsend, literally orgasmic. Love.
Mhm.
Comment down below what you would dip in cheese sauce. Is that kosher? Can we say that?
I would dip Courtney in cheese sauce.
All right, there it is.
You better get a big enough cup because I'm not gonna fit.
All right,
My butt's too big.
next
Anyway,
question.
okay, wait. We didn't answer what our favorite actual like classic French fry is.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Oh gosh, this is so controversial
I'm
because
sticking
like,
with Arby's because I'm a different bitch.
oh, okay, that's good. That's fair and valid. I'm gonna say for classic fries, I'm gonna say McDonald's.
You're a basic bitch. Next
But
question.
here's the thing, though, because like, here's the
I
thing.
agree with McDonald's.
It's salty. Like if you get a fresh batch
Okay.
of a fresh bitch of McDonald's French fries,
Mhm.
that shit, the way it just hits you with that perfect amount of salt and light oil and just crunch and crisp.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't need anything extra with it. You don't need ketchup. You don't need cheese sauce. None of that. You just as is. So good and salty. Just hello.
All right. You folks ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, I want fries now.
r/ask Women.
Whamming.
Wham.
I am the go-to friend when somebody needs advice.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How do you tell somebody? How do you
To fuck
tell?
off.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's not how it's worded. How do you tell somebody you're not willing to give them advice when they haven't taken your advice in the past?
Oh, Courtney, you go first.
I don't
'cause
want to.
All right, then
This
I'll
is
go
so.
first.
Yeah, go first because this is a tough one for me.
This is what I say when they come to me with a problem that I've already given them the answer to and they haven't taken my advice. It's do you want a solution or do you just want a bitch? And it's again like kind of like what we talked about earlier. Sometimes they want a bitch, but there is definitely times where like, especially when it comes to like love and romance, like they're like, oh, like this person that I'm seeing is like giving me like cold hints, and I'm like, okay, cool, like drop them. No, but like, okay, drop them. You know, you keep giving them the same advice, so it's like, it's always my answer is always like, okay, do you want my advice or do you want a bitch? Or it's like, do you want the solution to get better? Or it's like, I've already given you my answer. You already know what it is, so. That it's very rude, not gonna lie, and it's very straightforward, but like I get fed up. I don't like repeating myself. I'm not gonna lie. That's just me.
I have a question for you, actually, a follow-up question.
Fuck, okay.
Well, because it sounds to me like you just stand your ground. Do they eventually come back around, or do they know just not to come back to you for advice, or do you just not care? Like you're just like, I'm your friend, but like if you're gonna play this game with me and waste my time, like I don't care if you ever come back and talk to me about your personal like questions.
Right.
Like how do you go about that?
They normally come back around, especially with like if it's a different problem, but I'll state like I'll give the disclaimer. It's like, I'm glad you're coming to me with this and I do want to hear you, but I've already given you my answer multiple times and I'm not going to do it again. So do you actually want it to get better or do you just want to bitch and moan? Very simple. I have had some friends be like, oh, like, wow, and then they don't come back to advice, but then, you know, that's their own hole they're digging. But most of the friends that respect that boundary and respect what I have to say, they come back around later. Because it comes from a place of good intention, because it's like, you obviously know this is an issue, baby girl, and you already know that like multiple friends, including myself, have given you pretty solid answers and advice and you're not taking it. So it kind of sounds like you're the problem.
Fair.
Maybe I'm the red flag. Am
Maybe-
I the drama?
Am I the drama?
That's fair.
I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I'm the drama. That whole like audio from TikTok kills me.
Do you have a
It's
follow?
too real.
Do you have a follow-up, Courtney?
Okay, so I'm the kind of person This question is hard for me because I'm the type of person who I will always overextend myself for people to the point that it depletes me. And I don't, I give great advice on other people knowing their value and knowing when to step back and when to remove themselves from situations. However, when it comes to myself, I tend to not remove myself from a situation when I clearly should, because I'm the type of person that I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I don't want to see anyone feel a certain type of way. I am so severely empathetic that when a person who is really close to me is going through something, I physically feel it. Like if someone gets hurt, with like one of my close friends gets hurt by something, it physically affects me.
Oh, you're an empath of that.
I don't, because there'll be times I'm like, I literally don't want to feel this right now. I know what you're like. I know what you're feeling, and I
It's
feel
not the vibe.
I sympathize and I empathize, but my body can't handle feeling this because you're feeling this.
Right.
And so for me, I tend to overextend. And so I will tend to give advice over and over and over when people ask for it. But I've also gotten like Sue said, I've also gotten to a point where I'll ask someone ahead of time, like, hey, you're talking to me about this problem or this thing. Do you want my advice? Do you want a solution, or do you want to just be heard? I've started trying to implement that in my daily vernacular so that it saves us both time and trouble, because if they just want to vent, cool, I'll let you vent. But if you want actual standing advice and you want actual solutions and want an actual outsider's perspective on something that's happening, then I will give it to you. And I'm the kind of person, I tend to be point blank. I will not sugarcoat things. I will not feed into fantasy of things. If I see it, I will say it. And I think I need to take my own advice and get better at, knowing when to say no, and knowing when enough is enough, and knowing when my own voice needs to be saved for other things instead of reapplying to certain situations.
I have a little girl at my studio, and she always asks me for advice, and it's always the same question. She's like, how do I get my kicks higher? And I've answered this question over the course of like 2 years. And for like the third time she asked me, I was like, well, did you follow my advice the first time? She's like, no, because like, and I was like, no, I don't need an excuse. It's yes or no. And I was like, did you like Google like stretches or like, because I've given you exercise? She's like, well, Google doesn't answer my question. It's like, okay, you're not looking hard enough. So you don't want it hard. You don't want it bad enough. You want me to give you the answers. And that's just not how this works. Even when I've given you the answers, it wasn't enough. So anytime she asks me for advice now, I'm like, okay, are you actually going to take it, or are you just going to give me excuses? And she's like, oh, and I was like, okay, come back to me. Come back to me later. Next question.
Next question for r/AskWomen.
Thank you.
This one looks like it's for Sue. Sue, how do I get my kicks higher?
I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. That's a good one though. How do I kick higher? No, that poor girl. Anyways,
what's some advice that you can give to stop yourself from settling in a bad mood?
I'm the wrong person to ask this question. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you
Did we not just spend an hour talking about how we were in a mood for half the day before we finally snapped out of it, John? But no, okay.
I mean, if there's sometimes you just have to be in a bad mood. Like there's nothing wrong with embracing your feelings, but sometimes you want to snap out of it. And what's a good way that you feel like is a good way to snap out of it if you need to?
Lithium pills.
Okay, well, not all of us can get prescribed that.
Courtney, go first.
I'll say this. Everybody has something that without fail helps at least somewhat reset what they're thinking. Everyone has one thing. It's all about taking the time to figure out what that one thing is. Some of us have multiple things. If you can find the one thing that helps you even slightly alleviate your mood, work on that and then build on that. Even if it's something as simple as like, okay, I'm in a really shitty mood. I just need 5 minutes of absolute silence from everything. Even if it's just that to start, and then working towards, like, the hard thing about when you're in a bad mood and you've been sitting in that bad mood for a long time, it's really hard to pull yourself out of it. So everyone is always looking for the quick, like instant, like, oh, all right, flip the switch, I feel better, all is good. No, it's never like that unless you have medicated help. The real way towards getting out of a bad mood is little increments.
Yes.
Every little step. Like, think of it as you are in a hole. You need to add rungs to a ladder and take your steps.
Oh yeah, build a ladder.
Build a ladder. And it's going to be small increments, because everyone is trying to get that big leap to get out of a hole. And that is not how it works. It is literally, you just have to build yourself a little ladder, rung by rung, until you pull yourself out of that mode. And it takes, for some people, it's faster than others, but you need to do it in increments. There is no way to really just automatically snap yourself out of it. It's just really not realistic to think that. And then I think the best way to visualize, like, you know, there's a story about, like, there was a donkey stuck in a hole, and what people were doing is they were just putting dirt on it to bury it because they figured it was just gonna die. But what happened was, every time they poured dirt on this donkey, he would step on the dirt. So think of yourself as you're that donkey, and yes, it feels like everything is trying to bury you and get you down and suffocate you. Use that to step up slowly and get yourself out of that hole.
I'm burying you.
Step brothers, I'm burying you. You're gonna wake the neighbors.
I was gonna stop. I was gonna say, maybe sing some karaoke. I don't know. I feel like anytime you just always feel better after, like, you scream some karaoke.
Yeah.
Like, it probably doesn't solve the problem, but, like, it just, like, gets, like, those emotions out, especially, like, those vocal, like, needs.
Yeah.
So, like, anytime after work, I just be screaming in my car. Just some Bruno Mars, Olivia Rodriguez, something like
you just need a little something. And even if for some people it's a book, for some people it's we know it's not a book for you. Singing, music, and just finding, even if it's playing a video game.
Yeah.
And like I said, fam, small increments. Don't try to fixate on that big goal of, like, I need to get out of this mode right now. If you focus on, because then that task is going to seem daunting, and you're just going to wallow in the fact that, oh, well, you know what, I just can't do it. No.
Be wallowing.
Right. So if you focus on the littler tasks of slowly, rung by rung, getting out of the hole, that will be less daunting and less anxiety inducing than just seeing the big jump of, like, I'm at the bottom of this hole and I need to be at the top of this hole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm burying you.
Be quiet, you're gonna wake the neighbors, but I'm alive.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna reword this question so it's not so personal. But
so it's not personal? Oh boy.
Yeah, because you don't need to put yourself out there. But what is a way when you realized you had a toxic or negative trait, what is a way that you addressed it once you put your headset back on. What is a way you addressed it once you realized you possessed it?
First of all, I don't have any toxic traits, okay?
Yeah, how dare you?
I'm not asking what your toxic
walking green flag, okay?
Just kidding. I'm not asking what your toxic trait is. You don't have to go into those kind of details. But what are some steps that you took to address it once you realized you had one? Sue's struggling.
Oh yeah, she's having a time. Thanks, John.
She's like, I haven't actually addressed it yet.
So
when I was younger, I was a pathological liar. I would just lie about the stupidest fucking shit. Like, yeah, I took the trash out when the trash was still fucking there. So I just one day decided to just stop fucking lying because no one's going to believe anything I say. That's how I addressed it. But I was young when I realized it.
My toxic trait, specifically in, like, romantic relationships, I will you know, like, when, like, you're scrolling on Instagram and you see, like, a really pretty lady and you'll, like, send it to them to, like, gauge their reaction in hopes that it's, like, a negative reaction to, like, justify whatever insecurities you have inside of you. Yeah, that's my toxic trait. And I still happen. But the way I cope with it is I'll look at it, I'll rethink that text and be like, do I really want to hurt my feelings? Do I really need to like gauge this person's trust, even though they've proven it over and over again? Maybe I need to go look in the mirror for a hot second.
Can you bring that back from the top? I think I just discovered something about myself. Say it again, please. Back from the top.
Take two.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like when like you'll be like scrolling on Instagram or like Twitter or whatever, and you see like a hot babe, and like you want to send it to like your romantic partner, basically just to like gauge the reaction to see if they'll give you the reaction that you want, meaning you want to justify the insecurities you have in your head. Yeah. That's my toxic trait, and I definitely still do that. But I've started to be like, maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe I don't need to hurt my feelings. Maybe it's okay for them to have like other interests that aren't me, but I need to trust that they're with me because they love me. And if, you know, they go against that, that's their fault, not me.
Okay, I misheard. I thought it was something.
No. So Sue's basically saying she will send a picture of someone that looks completely opposite from her.
Yeah.
To see if her romantic
Sue.
partner will be like.
Yeah, no, I get it. I misheard the first time.
Yeah, but I'm trying to explain in case people in the chat are not under. Ma'am.
The question wasn't out yourself, by the way.
I know, but I felt like I needed to. Like, one, because content. Two, like, I feel like that's a very relatable thing, and like, I don't want to sit up here and be like,
it is.
Here's the advice, you know, like whatever. Like, I just want to be very candid. Like,
yeah, no, I
do.
I will say something negative about myself to gauge a reaction.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's toxic too, I think.
That's toxic. Maybe I'm the drama.
Yeah, and that's why I thought you were that's what you were saying. I didn't hear the part about the picture. I thought it was saying something negative about yourself to gauge the reaction that you'd get.
I think it goes in the same boat.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop doing
same
that.
boat. What about you, Courtney? You don't got to share a toxic trait. You just got to give advice. I just outed myself because content.
So here's the thing, right? So the question is, one more time, John. The question is what exactly?
Well, I reworded it. How did you address when you realized you had a toxic trait? Like, how did you address it?
I cried for a good half hour first. Well, here's the thing, okay? Me personally, I am cursed with hyper self-awareness, but I recognize the problem. However, I lack the capacity and willpower to, in that moment, effectively and efficiently solve that problem. So I can recognize, like, if I'm having a meltdown, I can recognize exactly where the meltdown stemmed from. I can talk it out, like, perfectly clear, like, what's bothering me, why it's bothering me, how to actually solve it. But the execution of solving that problem is just out of reach. That takes too much RAM, and your girl used up most of the RAM to figure out what the problem was, figure out the solution. To execute the solution, that's out of my.
You're like a MacBook that needs a software update, but you've used way too much disk space, so now you can't update your software.
Yep. Nope. I know exactly what software I need. I know how to do it. I just can't because there's no more space.
Can't be bothered. Use it. No.
Yep. So like for me, when I have that toxic trait, I will literally wallow in it. And I will sit there and overanalyze it and figure out the solution to not feel it anymore. But it takes me a good minute or so. Like it takes me a bit to actually address it and try to actively fix it so that it's no longer a red flag and it's no longer a toxic permanent trait. But yeah, it's just one of those things where the first real step for that is acknowledging it and accepting that this is a toxic trait. I am the problem. Maybe I'm the problem.
Maybe I am the villain in this narrative. Got it.
Right. It's like maybe I'm doing this to myself. I should probably fix it.
Yeah.
So for me,
the advice is step one, just acknowledge it.
Step one, acknowledge that you are the problem. First and foremost, acknowledge that you are the problem in that toxic trait, and where it stems from is within you. The moment you accept that, the rest of it comes step by step.
Yeah. Because
it's not easy to accept that you're the problem. We never want to accept that we're the problem. We always want to
the problem.
That's toxic. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like for me personally, I will recognize a toxic trait like mid sentence. Sometimes I'll realize something I'm saying is not what I need to be saying, but then it's
Mm.
already out and too late, and then I'm just spiraling in it because I've already said it. I can't take it back. I know where it came from. I know how to fix it.
Yeah.
That's taking too much energy because I'm already expending so much energy over analyzing and spiraling about this toxic trait that I can't fix it. So
Yeah. I think we have time for like 2 more.
hmm
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What is something common that a woman would do
Okay.
that an interested party, I'm going to say a man in this case, confuses with, oh, she's interested in me?
Just being nice in general. I'm sorry.
I didn't even have time to duck, ma'am. that bullet came out real fast.
And what have you done if you personally had to address this kind of situation?
I was just being nice, fam. I'm sorry you misinterpreted.
I think you're a very direct person. What made you this way, Sue? I mean, that's great. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But like, I feel maybe it's your generation.
Maybe, but I think it's also just like growing up, I was a very sheepish person where like I really didn't want to like hurt anyone's feelings. But I learned that by beating around the bush, I created more problems for myself and the other party, thus hurting more feelings. So I was
Well
like,
said.
I'd rather you like it's like I'd rather slap you in the face now and you'll get over it later than break your leg and then push you down a flight of stairs.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of people aren't like that. Not I don't think the millennial generation is like that because we were taught really like shitty behavior, I think.
Yeah.
Not shitty behavior in the sense of like being rude to other people, but it was always about respect. You need to respect, you need to respect, you need to
I'm
respect.
sorry, like
And it's
that sort of deal.
Because we were brought up around the other generation that felt like you needed to sugarcoat things, be passive aggressive, hide your feelings.
Mhm.
You need to cater your feelings to the other party that's involved instead of actually being allowed your feelings. Hi Rose, welcome in. Sorry.
Well, from the other
okay.
generation, what would your reaction be?
Yeah, Court.
Since you're closer to my generation.
Yeah. If someone was like, oh, this thing that you're doing is common, makes me think that you like me, but you don't. What?
Well, this question is a little too on the nose for me and very pointed, considering now I am a social media figure and I have an online presence, and I get this a lot in my DMs where people are like, "I'm in love with you." I'm like, I don't even know you. You don't even know me. Like, I literally will have people who will DM me like, "I'm in love with you. I want to marry you." I'm like, whoa, 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 hold.
Whoa.
I'm like, first of all, you don't even know my full name. Second of all, you don't know my toxic tendencies. You don't know my overanalyzing and overthinking phase. Like it's so this question is really hard for me because I deal with it on a regular basis, and I don't, you know, the hardest part about this is the other party tends to, if they're already thinking that I am interested in them because of the type of persona I portray, and even if I give them even a little bit of like a reaction to something or even a little bit of attention, they misinterpret that as, oh, she's in love with me, or oh, she definitely likes me the same way. There's nothing I can do or say. Like, even if I'm point blank, like, I don't know you, you don't know me. I don't share these same feelings. You are imagining a scenario and portraying this image and projecting this image of me that isn't real.
Yeah.
The hardest part is I'm already at a disadvantage because they've already made up in their mind that they love me and I love them back. So anything aside from that makes it really difficult because how do you break that facade to make it clear to them that, like, hey, I don't feel the same way you do, without them getting hostile, without them getting physical or scary, like abusive. So it's this is a tough one for me to answer, in all honesty, and I don't really. It makes me a little uncomfy because it stems from a really unsafe mindset of there's a lot of people who feel that if they give you any form of attention and if they like you, then you have to like them back.
Yeah.
And that's really scary. Like there's how do you combat that? That's like there's no safe way really, like even if you're, because I've seen it from multiple tokens of where if somebody is point blank like, hey, I don't really like you, they take that as, oh, I need to try harder and prove to you that you like me. Or I've also seen the sense of people being, you know, like more ginger-footed about it, like, hey, you know, I'm not really interested right now.
Right.
Or like it doesn't, yeah. So I don't know how to.
I think the hard part about this is advice is like, even if you go about it gingerly or if you go about it directly, you can't gauge the other person's like response because you can't control that. So I guess it really is just like, if you have a suspicion that it might go south, you need to have a backup, whether that is a person or a plan or an exit strategy. And that goes for any gender and any sexuality, because it can happen to really anyone.
It can, yes.
It's the unfortunate truth, because again, like I'm a pretty direct person and Courtney is a pretty like not as direct person, but it can happen to either one of us and we can go about the situation completely opposite and still end up with the same result of someone pushing harder. So if you feel like the reaction is going to go sour or not in your favor, you need a backup. Sorry, that's unfortunate, but it's true.
It's true.
Yep.
Both good answers. Both two different perspectives, which are very important. Last question.
All right.
Last question. What are stupid questions you notice you get as a woman that you've noticed your male counterparts do not get?
We don't have enough time.
I love the especially like in a male dominated space, it's like, wow, like you're so strong, but it comes out of a place of like pity. It's like, wow, like you sweet summer child. It's like that kind of thing where it's like, look at you running the race with all these guys, like good for you for I just showed up to work on time. What? I've received that.
I like roses. What are you wearing underneath?
This is a workplace.
Or like, oh, you look so pretty today. How did you get so gorgeous?
Yeah, show that same love and affection to my man Rochelle over there.
I know, right? He looks fabulous today.
Right,
go compliment his haircut.
Yeah, I think most of the time it's, for me at least, it's always getting the like being congratulated for the bare minimum that like my male counterpart has to do, but because for them it's the bare minimum, for me it's like the superior. So like especially in like the world of martial arts, it's like, wow, look at her, like she's sparring with the boys. Get in the ring, get in the ring, get in the ring. That one, I don't like being undermined.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like being patronized. Absolutely not. Like, for me, being a female business owner in a male-dominated profession, my favorite one I've been asked before. Thankfully, it hasn't happened a lot recently, but it has happened enough in the past where I'll be the one that corresponds with a client, and I meet them in person. Because I have to make my point of contact like, hey, I'm the one that's covering your game today. If there's anything specific you need me to capture, please, this is my phone number, text me and I'll make sure that that's thrown in with your package. And then my favorite is, oh, you're the photographer? Oh, you're the owner?
Yes, and
it's like,
I'm sorry, does Courtney having a vagina like make her like incompatible to like hold a camera and do a good job? I'm sorry.
Or my favorite, that this happens without fail every time I'm photographing at a football game, and I have a very big lens when I photograph football. I have a 400mm lens, and
the one with like the stand right at the end of the lens.
The monopod to keep it. Yeah. She's beefy. She's thick. She's heavy. My favorite, without fail, and it's always asked by men. I'm walking on the field, and a fan in the fucking stands feels the need to yell at me, wow, is that heavy?
Yeah, like my dick. You want to come feel it?
Wow,
I'm sorry.
do you need someone to carry that for you?
Nah. You can't carry my burdens. You haven't tried, so why am I gonna ask you now?
Like, there are other male photographers carrying the exact same size lens. I don't hear you asking them if they need help carrying their camera.
Yeah, my
I don't
neighbor
hear you
Stove.
asking them. Yeah, right?
Yeah, he's got a bad back. Why don't you help him?
Right? Why don't you ask him? Like, there are older men who are clearly having issues walking, carrying the same lens. Why aren't you asking them if, oh, is that heavy? Why do you feel the need to ask me?
Yeah,
Every time.
She finds she ain't huffing or puffing or nothing.
Well, I mean, I do be huffing and puffing because, you know, it's
Bitch.
hot. It's hot. Walking up and down a football field.
You're hot.
Thank you. You're hot. But no, seriously though, it is exhausting walking up and down a football field. Like,
No, absolutely.
a lot. But like that shit is what like kills me. Like,
And it doesn't
exactly.
come out of a place of concern either.
No, it's disgusting, and it's like, I have no time for you, sir.
No.
Please stop asking me if it's heavy. Why don't I hit you with it and you can tell me how heavy it feels?
Yeah. Does that answer the question?
Did we scare him?
Oh, yeah. I think it answered the question. I mean, viewers, does that answer the question? Leave a chat comment in chat. Comment.
Leave a comment down below. Does that answer the question? Because sometimes we be going and I lose the plot. I'm so sorry.
No,
Yeah,
that's okay.
now everyone's too scared to talk. We've gotten emotional and dramatic.
You know, I mean, this is I think so. This is from your perspective. Sue's perspective.
Sue's perspective. And again, like, this is just advice that I would like to preface so you don't sue us. This is just our advice. You can get advice from many different places. There's technically not a correct answer to anything that we just said, even like the fries debate. It's just what works best for your situation. You know, when in doubt, go with your gut.
Please don't sue us over the fries debate.
Don't sue us over the fries debate. We can't afford that. But if you subscribe to our Patreon, we might be able to. $5 a month, guys. Woo! Did you like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that. That was sexy.
That's it for me. You guys can wrap up the show. Bye.
Everyone say bye, John. Bye, bye, Daddy.
Bye, Dad.
Well, guys, that was a good time. I'm all out of beverages on my end, so we really slurped that tea. Courtney, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling sticky.
What?
Sweaty.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, it's like how you have like answers A, B, C, D. That's none of the answers. Thank you so much. But guys, thank you so incredibly much for hanging out with us. And if you're watching this video later, thanks so much for tuning in and, you know, watching with us, sticking around with us, using us as background sound. We really appreciate it. Again, go ahead and click that like button so that way we know that you enjoy this content. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. And if you're going to subscribe, you might as well hit the bell button. It's right there. So that way you're notified whenever we go live or post a new video. It's a great time. And guys, if you want to see more of us, come back here tomorrow, or is it Twitch?
Here.
Come back here tomorrow, same time, same place, and it's going to be a groovy time. Yeah, but with that said, done and out of the way, good night, everyone. We love you so much. And wash your hands. Don't forget to wipe.
Wash your coochie.
Wash your coochie.
Wash coochie and your booty.
Bye. You gotta tell me when we're clear, or else I'm just gonna sit here.